Hannah Baxter-Eve stars as Evelina, the daughter of a poor miller who wants for nothing more than to spend time with her lover Jacob, and to live a quiet, peaceful, yet independent life. Her father has other ideas. Struggling to make ends meet, her father brings her to the king in the wake of the queen's death, and offers his daughter's hand. In an attempt to garner favour and stand out from the crowd, the father dishonestly reveals that his daughter can spin straw into gold. Now looking proof, the king sends her to a prison cell and demands that she shows him her skill. Evelina knows she can't produce anything and begins to panic. That is until an imp magically appears to her and completes the task in her name after she relinquishes a kiss. The king, however, demands more. He requests that Evelina produce 2 more times, and as before, the imp steps up. However, on the second occasion, the imp also wants more and asks Evelina to remove her clothes. On the third occasion, he insists on a promise of a child. Evelina hesitantly agrees to give up her firstborn to the imp, and as promised, the imp saves the day yet again. She marries the king and produces a boy soon after, but she refuses to give him up. The imp eventually disappears from her life, but her broken oath lingers for years to come. Fast forward 7 years, and fueled by the threat of a higher, more powerful being, the imp returns to seek revenge and retrieve what it believes is rightfully his. I enjoyed Andy Edwards' previous film Punch, which is a modern day slasher that toys with classic British seaside folklore, and although this follow up maybe isn't quite as engaging, it's still a very enjoyable watch, and I had a lot of fun with it. It follows the same beats, more or less, of the original story, but throws in some adult dialogue and chilling imagery. There's not an awful lot of scares, but I think Edwards does a good job at capturing the sinister charisma and traits that the title character offers. I really enjoyed the design of Rumpelstiltskin, which has taken a lot of inspiration from the Mark Jones film, and I have to give huge props to Josh Carter, who is under the prosthetics and makeup. His performance is playful without becoming comical, but when he needs to be evil, he delivers in spades. The exterior set pieces also capture the dark fairy tale aspect of the story, sort of in the same vein as Ridley Scott's Legend, on a much lower budget. Hannah Baxter-Eve is good, but the rest of the acting is a bit hit and miss at times, and it felt like some of the supporting characters were just going through the motions. While the overall score was impressive for the most part, there were quite a few scenes where the music was overpowering and drowned out the dialogue, and there were a few scenes that were let down a little by the editing. It felt like maybe Edwards was too eager to get to the next scene, perhaps just a runtime issue. I only noticed it 2 or 3 times, so it wasn't a major problem. If you have any affinity with films like Leprechaun or Troll, then you're likely to have a blast with this. Although it's definitely not as silly as those kinds of creature films, and the dialogue is a bit more heavy-hitting, it definitely feels like a love letter to them.